JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, man killed, teen injured in Portmore gun attack. A man was shot dead and a 17-year-old youth injured during an attack by a gunman at a home in Brayton Meadows in Portmore, St. Catherine on Wednesday afternoon. The dead man has been identified as 20-year-old Nashon Lewis, otherwise called Eddie, and Cramon. The injured teen is a student. It was reported that around 1:30 p.m., the two males were among other people sitting inside the house when they were pounced upon by a man. Police said the man opened gunfire, hitting Lewis in the upper body. The teen was shot in the leg. They were assisted by residents to hospital, where Lewis was pronounced dead and the teen admitted in serious but stable condition. The attack followed the shooting of 4 men, one fatally, at a car wash in the same community on Monday. In that attack, 3 gunmen stormed the venue, opened fire on the 4, and escaped. Superintendent Upton Nicholson, who is in charge of operations for the St. Catherine South Division, said the police are probing whether the shootings are related. Not sure they are as yet. Investigations are ongoing, he said. A curfew has since been imposed in the area and also in Reedspen in Portmore, St. Catherine. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Wednesday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Friday, May 5. Fake cops robbed family at Clarendon home. Gunmen pretending to be police officers robbed several members of one family at their home in McGilchrist Palm, Clarendon, on Wednesday night. Shots were fired during the incident, but no one was hurt, the police said. It was reported that around 9 p.m., the family members were home when they heard a loud banging on the front door and men shouting police. They looked, saw men armed with handguns, and based on their demeanor, became suspicious and tried to reinforce the door. The fake cops kicked the door open, and the 2 men forced themselves inside the house. Police said they robbed those present of a black Alcatel tablet valued at $20,000, a silver Samsung tablet valued around $30,000, cash amounting to $30,000, and a black and yellow bucket hat costing about $1,500. While leaving, the men pounced upon another family member and a neighbor who were returning home. One of the men grabbed her handbag containing a black Samsung S10e phone valued at around $23,000, a silver ring with a diamond, and a set of house keys, and fired shots in the air. The other gunman walked towards the neighbor who fled. He gave chase and fired at him, but the neighbor escaped unhurt. The gunman fled in a waiting white Toyota Fielder motor car, the police said. Canadian attempts to flee airport held with over $11 million in cocaine. A Canadian man who attempted to outrun police at the Norman Mann International Airport in Kingston on Tuesday has been arrested and charged after he was caught with cocaine in his possession. The man, who also has a residence in Jamaica, was charged after cocaine valued approximately 100,000 Canadian dollars or 11.2 million Jamaican dollars was found concealed on his person. He is Alistair Christie from Above Rocks, St. Andrew, and Mississauga, Ontario addresses. Christie is charged with possession, dealing in, taking steps to export and conspiracy to export cocaine. He will appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on May 9, 2023. Reports indicate that Christie checked in at the airport in Kingston to board a departing flight to Canada. During security procedures, anomalies were detected and Christie attempted to flee the airport. However, he was intercepted, and during a detailed search by narcotics detectives, the drug was found concealed on his body. He was detained and later slapped with the charges. Cops seek Uncle Demon following St. Anne shooting. Police have launched a manhunt for a man known as Uncle Demon following the shooting of another man in Parrytown in Ontario's St. Anne Tuesday morning. The injured man has since been admitted to hospital. Reports received are that around 6:25 a.m., the 2 men had a dispute over a shop. It is understood that during the dispute, the now injured man was threatened that he would be killed. Police said the other man left and reportedly returned with a gun a few minutes later. Several shots were fired, hitting the now injured man in his abdomen and left hand. The shooter, the police said, escaped in a grey Toyota Axia motor car. The injured man was assisted by residents to hospital, where he was admitted in stable condition. Following investigations, police have been seeking Uncle Demon, who they believe can assist in their probe. Teen among two charged after gun and ammo seizure in Kingston. A 17-year-old boy is among two arrested and charged after two pistols and several rounds of ammunition were seized on Portmore Avenue in Kingston on April 20. Also charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition is Jamar Tennant, 20, of Spanish Town Road in the parish. Reports are that about 1 p.m., lawmen conducted a targeted raid on Portmore Avenue. A search was conducted, which yielded two Taurus 9mm pistols along with 20 9mm rounds of ammunition. The men were subsequently arrested and placed into custody, where they were charged after a question and answer session. Opposition wants Warmington sanctioned for boorish behavior. Vice President of the People's National Party PNP and the spokesperson for Works, Michael Phillips, is calling for Prime Minister Andrew Holness to sanction Minister without portfolio with responsibility for Works, Everald Warmington, for continued arrogant and boorish behavior.
No! It's a government of Jamaica tour. Yes, but not you. You tour with the parish council. So I am following. No, you don't follow my tour. I'm a tour with, you see, it's a political tour. Right, and it's a government, so I want to know what is happening. Not recognize. Hold on. Caretaker not recognize. I am a citizen of Jamaica. I want to know what is happening. You hear me? Caretaker is not recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica. I don't know about caretaker. I'm a citizen of this country. Well, and I have interest in this. Keep your interest to yourself. No. And your yard. No. Don't come on my interest. Don't come on my tour. May I share my interest? I don't need you here. I'm here with the member of parliament. No. Well, I am here. This will consult with me? I am here. We not tour with consult with him. Tour with the mayor. I am here. Alright, tour with the mayor. I am here. So wait, who invited you? Only drink, golf, and fly when you invite you. Well, guess what? You know who you invite. So if you invite me as well, you invite me. Drink, golf, and fly when you invite you. I don't know which concept of the caretaker, regardless of party. Regardless of the party. I don't differentiate parties, you know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't different parties, sir. I don't know what you're talking about parties. I'm a citizen of this country. I'm told you member of parliament. If you need information, ask sir. I will ask her when it's time. Right. I don't know which concept of the caretaker. So who's the council at this? So you. I am the council at this. Yes. I'm the NP aspirant. Aspirant? For this sport. No worries. Right. I'm the NP aspirant for this sport. Close your eyes then. What? Close your eyes. Close your eyes if you don't want to see. I am here.
Phillips's remarks followed comments made by Warmington as he resisted councillor candidate for the Fellowship Division in East Portland, Colin Bell's attempts to join him on a tour of the area on Wednesday. According to Phillips, Warmington's abuse of Mr. Colin Bell was unwarranted and undemocratic, as all citizens in the parish are affected and needed information on government plans to ameliorate the misery caused by bad road conditions in the parish. It is unacceptable for any citizen to be subjected to the vitriolic attack and abuse of office that Minister Warmington continuously displays, he stated. He said such abusive behavior should not be tolerated by citizens, as Portland is not Minister Warmington's plantation, but rather a part of Jamaica, and was here conducting government business related to a matter of high public interest. Phillips also noted that Warmington's comments were made while he was acting on behalf of Holness, who is the Minister of Works. He said Holness should ensure there is no recurrence of this episode anywhere in Jamaica. Teenager charged for allegedly stabbing 9-year-old boy. The Savlamar police have arrested and charged a 15-year-old boy with wounding with intent after he allegedly stabbed a 9-year-old boy during a conflict at a school in Westmoreland on Monday. It is reported that about 7:30 p.m., a group of children were playing a game of football when a conflict developed between the two boys. The 15-year-old reportedly used a knife to stab the 9-year-old in his chest. The wounded child was assisted to hospital where he was treated and admitted in serious condition. On Tuesday, the 15-year-old was taken to the Savlamar police station where he was placed in custody. He was charged on Wednesday after an interview. Clarendon man charged in mob killing of his uncle. A 32-year-old man has been charged with the November 2022 murder of his uncle in Darlow District in Mucko, Clarendon. The accused is James Clare, also of Darlow District. It is reported that 46-year-old Douglas Clare was behaving boisterously, making death threats, and wielding his machete at residents on the evening of the incident. He was reportedly pounced upon by several residents who chopped and stabbed him multiple times. The police were alerted and he was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Following investigations, James was arrested on April 28 and charged on Tuesday following an interview in the presence of his attorney. The police say his court date is being arranged. Pastor pleads to shutters after congregant shot in church. A Kingston pastor is pleading with shutters to put down their guns while clinging to the hope that one of his congregants will recover after she was shot while worshipping in church last Friday. According to the police, 5 people were shot, one fatally in the attack that has left the Union Gardens, St. Andrew community and the churchgoers shaken. The deceased has been identified as Robert Rowe, 24, of Union Avenue, Kingston 13. Pastor Almond Gentles of the Jehovah Jireh Church of God said that he was giving his sermon when all hell broke loose, forcing an abrupt end to the service. About 8:30 p.m., we had church here. People were worshipping and things like that. That's when we heard shots on the outside. I realized one of my church members got injured and we assisted her to the hospital, Gentles said, adding that the member is still hospitalized and recuperating well. The shot didn't lodge. It entered from her back and fly through her breast. She has a lung situation now, like a pinch or something of this sort, so she has a breathing situation, but not too much, Gentles said. The status of the other injured persons has not been ascertained. Reports are that about 8:40 p.m., a group of men were sitting inside the churchyard when they were approached by gunmen who opened fire. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Rowe, along with 4 others, were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Rowe was pronounced dead and the others treated. Gentles said the incident has somewhat affected the operations of the church. On Wednesday, he tried to encourage his members to remain positive. We had church Sunday. Church was good Sunday. Kids were here, so based on that, it wasn't bad, he said. The clergyman said these acts of violence are deep-rooted and can lead to reprisal and more destruction. I would say to other gunslingers and shutters, put down the gun. It's not good enough. What they are doing when they do these things, they are attacking innocent people. Others were injured by the situation. As young men, I know that there's a purpose on their life. I know they have family, mother, father, cousins and relatives. If they do these things, they're going to attack back their relatives because this is an ongoing feud thing with the shutters. So shutters, what I'm saying to you is put down the gun. It's not good, Gentles said. The Hunts Bay Criminal Investigations Branch is investigating the incident. Lawmen are urging anyone with information to contact the Hunts Bay Police at 876-923-7111, Crime Stopper 311 or the nearest police station. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.